In this video, we're going to work on order of operations. I'm sure you've heard of PEMDAS before. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's just a way for you to kind of remember what the order is. But basically, order of operations, the first thing you want to take care of is parentheses, followed by exponents. You multiply or divide whichever one comes first, and then you add or subtract whichever one comes first. That means left to right. So let's take a look at some examples. Use order of operations to simplify each problem. Number 1, 24 minus 14, then I see parentheses, 17 minus 12 squared. So the first thing I'm going to do is parentheses. 17 minus 12 is 5. So this means 24 minus 14 times 5 squared. So now that I've taken care of parentheses, I'm going to take care of the exponents. So 24 minus 14 times, because remember, when you have a number next to like a parentheses, it means multiplication. 5 squared is 25. Now I have to multiply or divide. You multiply or divide, and here I do have multiplication. So if you don't know what 25 times 14 is, take your calculator right now, even your phones have calculators, and go ahead and multiply. So this means 24 minus 14 times 25 is 350. So if I do 24 minus 350, I'm going to end up with negative 326. So the answer is negative 326. All right, let's try number 2. Again, here we start off with parentheses, and I do have parentheses, 18 minus 2. 18 minus 2 is 16. So now I have 16 squared divided by 16 plus 4 to the third power. 16 squared, because we're moving on to exponents, is 256 divided by 16 plus, and 4 to the third power is 64. So now I multiply or divide whichever one comes first. Here I have division, so 256 divided by 16 is 16. So finally I have 16 plus 64, which equals 80. All right, let's try questions 3 and 4. In number 3, notice we do not have any parentheses. We don't have any exponents. We are going to multiply or divide from left to right. So the first time I see multiplication is right here. So that means 10 minus 12 plus, I also see division, 2 times 4, because we multiply or divide from left to right, whichever one comes first. So I still have multiplication here. So I have 10 minus 12 plus 8. And then finally we add or subtract also from left to right, whichever one comes first, okay, left to right. So here 10 minus 12 is negative 2, and negative 2 plus 8 is equal to 6. So the final answer is 6. Question number 4. We do have parentheses now, so we're going to start with the parentheses. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. So I have negative 3 squared minus 5. Whenever you square a number, whether it's positive or negative, your answer is always going to come out to be positive. You have to be careful with the calculator that you are using, because there are some calculators that when you enter negative 3 squared, they're going to tell you that it's negative 9. But it's not so much that the calculator is incorrect. It's just that the calculator is following the rules of operation. So the calculator is first doing the exponent and then multiplying by the negative in front. So you have to be careful, because every calculator is different. If that's the case in your calculator, when you enter negative 3 squared gives you negative 9, that tells you that in order for you to square a number, you should put it in parentheses before you square it, and then you'll get positive 9. That's really important, because I can't tell you how many times some of my students get those questions wrong, and it's not that they don't know the order of operations, they're just entering it incorrectly in their calculator, and they actually didn't even realize that that was happening. So from here, I have 19 minus 9 divided by 3 plus 9, positive 9, minus 5. So I've taken care of parentheses, I've taken care of exponents. I'm on to multiplying or dividing from left to right. The division I have here is 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So 19 minus 3 plus 9 minus 5. Now I'm going to add or subtract from left to right. 19 minus 3 is 16 plus 9 minus 5. 16 plus 9 is 25 minus 5. So my final answer is 20. And yes, eventually you're going to get so much better with order of operations that you're not going to have to do every little teeny step one at a time. But until then, you want to make sure that you take your time. So that's questions 3 and 4. Let's go on to some a little bit more challenging questions. Let's take a look at question number 5. These bars right here, that's absolute value. By definition, absolute value is the distance from 0. And because distance is always positive, whatever number comes out of those absolute value signs is always going to be positive. So inside the absolute value, because they kind of act like parentheses, you're going to do that first. So inside I have 4 to the third power, which is 64. So I have the absolute value of 64 minus 10. And again, those absolute value right now, they're acting like parentheses. Plus, and because we're kind of practicing this and we're getting a little bit better, we can go ahead and multiply 12 times 2, and that's going to give me 24 minus 1. Inside the absolute value, 64 minus 10 is the absolute value of 54, plus this is just going to give me 23. The absolute value of 54 is still positive 54, and 54 plus 23 is 77. In question number 6, we have 6 plus negative 2 to the 5th power. This bar means division, okay? So you first want to take care of the numerator, then you want to take care of the denominator, and actually the last thing you want to do is the division. So you have to be very careful with that. So let's try that. So negative 2 to the 5th power, that's 6 plus, and negative 2 to the 5th power is negative 32, because it means negative 2 times negative 2 5 times. Okay, so that's going to be negative 32 when you multiply all over, and then 27 minus 1 is 26. So in the numerator, 6 plus a negative 32 is negative 26, and negative 26 divided by positive 26 is negative 1. So that's my final answer. All right, you're doing great. So let's try number 7 and number 8. Go ahead and pause the video, challenge yourself, see if you can do these correctly, and then press play so you can check your work. In number 7, we do have parentheses, and inside the parentheses we have exponents. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that first. This means 9 minus 1, because 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 1 is 8. So this means 18 times 2 divided by 4 plus 7 times 8. 18 times 2 right here is going to be 36. So I have 36 divided by 4 plus 7 times 8, which we can go ahead and multiply, is 56. 36 divided by 4 is 9, and 9 plus 56 is equal to 65. So that's the final answer. Hopefully you got it right. In number 8, wow, notice there's a lot going on in this problem, so we have to take it a little bit at a time. Let's take care of this division right here. Again, we're going to start by working with the numerator, then the denominator before we divide. So this means 18 minus 2 to the 3rd power means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, all over 4 plus 1 is 5, minus, and then this part right here is multiplying or dividing from left to right. So I'm going to go ahead and just multiply. 4 times 7 is 28, divided by 1/2. 18 minus 8 is 10, divided by 5, minus, and 28 divided by 1/2 is 56. So 10 divided by 5 is 2, 2 minus 56, the answer is negative 54. And I think you're realizing, yes, you can go through parentheses, exponents, multiplying or dividing, adding or subtracting, but you see how we kind of take advantage of the fact that we know we're going to have to do these multiplication and division together so that it becomes a little bit faster for us to do these problems. Hope you found this video helpful. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more help with math so that you can say, yes, I can do math with confidence. Until next time, thanks for watching.